All right, so in your binders, we're gonna do this like a cooking show. In your binders, you're gonna need pages 6, 6A, 6B, and 6C. I'm gonna show you what you're gonna do. We're gonna go through it together. I'm gonna go full speed, so be ready to hit pause on the video because I don't know how long it's gonna take you to do each step of this. So I'm gonna start with just pages 6A and 6B. And I'm going to show you those. If you choose to do the part on 6C as well, you'll be ready to do it. You'll just have to figure it out. I'm not going to model it for you. So one of the things that's really important for this activity is you have to perfectly cut on the lines. So you're going to cut out all these pieces on the solid lines. I know there's a lot going on this page, but you're going to cut straight down across to the solid line and straight down. Same on the other side. So you're going to end up with this page like this. You're not cutting this part off. I know there's a dotted line. We'll get to that in a minute. You're going to leave it there. For the other 6B? Yep, for 6B, you're going to cut them out like this. So you have your receptor protein and you have your channel protein half. You're going to cut them out just like this. So part 1 is perfect cuts along the solid lines. When that's done, so pause the video. When that's done, you're going to hit play. I'll show you what to do in the next part. For all of the dotted lines on all of these papers, anywhere you see a dotted line, you are going to fold it again perfectly. And I'm going to fold it along with you. Like I'll put it on the table, but I'll show you each of the folds. You're going to fold every single dotted line and crease it really, really well. So the better, the more perfect, the more accurate your folds are, the easier the next step is going to be. So for each side, there are 2 folds. So you're going to fold it, the first one and the second one. So all the angles, right? First one, second one, you're going to fold. Same thing on the other side. You're going to do 2 folds. First dotted line, second dotted line. And again, if I'm going really fast, that's why you have a pause button. Hit the pause button. First dotted line, second dotted line, you're going to fold it. First dotted line, second dotted line, you're going to fold it. So now we have these 2 on this side. These 2 on this side. I know it's very origami, right? We have those. We still have these edges to do. They have folded lines as well. So you're going to fold inside, outside, the 2 dotted lines. You're going to fold straight on the line. Really, really good crease. The little one, I know it's hard because it's such a little piece. So when you fold it, it's just this tiny little like tab you're making there. Same thing on the other side. And you are going to fold and fold along that tab. And you're going to make that there. So what you're making out of this piece of everything here, you could see on the outside over here, it's a bunch of circles. These are the phospholipid heads. When I turn it sideways, those are the phospholipid tails. So what I did was I made a cutout of the cell membrane. So I took the whole sphere of the cell and I chopped this cutout. You are going to either use tape. I think tape is way easier than glue. And you're going to tape this together so you could see your whole piece of cell membrane, because then we're going to make the proteins that attach to it. So I think tape is way easier. It's also nice if you work with a partner on this. I've done it a couple of times, so I'm a little bit used to it. So I go one side at a time, and I just get a little piece of tape, and I want to do almost like a Christmas present. So I want to get these 2 sides together. Oh, a little bit. There we go. I want to get these 2 sides together like that and fold that in like a box. And once I have that box shape, I just want to put a piece of tape on all 3. Ta-da! And I made a box. It's all held together. Same thing on the other side. So I want to take that tab, tuck it inside like a box, little piece of tape, not a giant piece. It's harder to do it with a bigger piece of tape. Ta-da! And I made a box. So now I have this box. If you want to, you can put one in the middle. as well on the bottom. You don't have to. That's optional, completely optional. So you have this box here. What you're going to do with your protein channels is, again, anywhere you see a folded line or a dotted line, you're going to fold it. So that receptor protein only has 3. It has 1 here and it has these little 2 up there. So I'm going to fold this down like that. And I'm going to fold these 2, again, like little tabs. What I'm going to do with these pieces is I am going to make a circle with them. And that's what those 2 tabs were for, to help it connect. So the gray connects to the gray, the white connects to the white. It's a lot of fine motor today, guys. Gray to gray, white to white. And you're making essentially a little table, it looks like up there. So if you're working with a partner, it makes it a little bit easier because they can hold it while you're taping. So I put a piece of tape on the white so I can kind of guide my way around. I'm going to meet up on the other side with the gray. I'm going to hope for the best. Let's go. Perfect. And I made myself a little table. And then what I'm going to do, just to make it secure, is take a super small piece of tape and just tape the top to the side so nothing flops in. So I have my top to my receptor protein here. Receptor protein is upside down. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom, but I'm just going to tape it to itself. Nothing to connect it to. And that one's a little bit easier because there's nothing you have to connect it to. The gray to the white, just like that. And I'm going to put a really small, because it's a small piece of paper, piece of tape to hold those together. So now you have your receptor protein. Ta-da, just like that. The last piece has a lot more folds on it. So you're going to pay attention to where all those dotted lines are. So you're going to fold the top half down, or the top piece where the title is. Same thing, but now you have 3 little tabs, and you're going to fold each of those tabs. Again, the more precise the fold and the better the crease, the easier it is to put it together. If you're doing sloppy folds and not really creasing it, it makes it harder to build in the next step. So the cleaner the fold and the cleaner the crease, the better it is. We have the edges and the edges. More dotted lines here, more dotted lines here. Another little tab situation again, and that little tab on the bottom. And I'm going to fold my whole bottom one too before I tape anything, just because it's harder for me to fold once I already have something put together. So fold and fold and fold and fold and fold the tab. Okay, then same thing as we did on the receptor protein, we're going to make that little tabletop up on the top. So you're going to take these pieces and you're just going to move them around and tuck that tab over on the side to make a little box, just like that. Tuck that one in there. So all those tabs just help hold it together a little bit. Piece of tape, connect to there, and I'm going to go on the top and just connect like where it says channel protein. I'm going to put a piece of tape flat and tape there. See what tape is way easier than glue? Like you could go where you want it with that. So now I have my tabletop for the channel protein. Same for the bottom, way easier, except now I just have to make the bottom little table thing. That tab doesn't really attach to anything. It's just kind of more for security. I'm going to make it really easy for myself and put the tab on the outside and just a piece of tape there. So this protein is shaped differently. Is it the right way? Yep. This channel protein is shaped differently than our receptor protein. Our receptor protein is a circle. Our channel protein is a trapezoid, rhombus. The other difference you see in it is on the side of it. This says it's only half of a channel protein because there's another half that makes it a full shape if we were to put them together. So when someone else at your table made a channel protein, they would put them together like that. You can see this molecule moves through it. Now we're going to put it all together. You're going to take your cell membrane box section, cross section cutout, and you're going to connect your channel protein. And you're going to connect your receptor protein anywhere on the side of it. Now, someone next to you at the table, put yours together with theirs. And then the other person, put it together somewhere else. If we were to put all of our cell membrane pieces together, we would start to see, we're looking at the outside over here, we would start to see what the cell membrane actually looks like. So we'd see all these proteins that are embedded, that are stuck in it. So see how the phospholipids go all the way there? Protein channel goes through, phospholipids continue. So we drew this in 2D on our Frayer cards. We colored it on page 4 in your binder. Now we're seeing it in 3D the best that we can. We can't go into a real cell, but we see phospholipids on the outside, phospholipid bilayer. The only imperfection, there should be phospholipid heads down here too. But we see these proteins going through. So you're going to put these on the counter underneath where your Frayer cards are, because we're going to revisit these every class. So once you have this built, put your initials or name on it somewhere so you can get to it. And we're going to come back and look at these later as we continue talking about cell membranes and transport.